Hello, guys. So, in the last session, we started with human health and diseases, right? So, we discussed regarding the concept of human health as well as various diseases and their causative agent, the life cycle of Plasmodium, and all. Today, we are going to discuss regarding the immune system of our body. So, how we have this digestive system, circulatory system, again respiratory system, like that only we have a particular immune system in our body. The immune system consists of the organs like lymphoid organs and lymphoid tissues, along with the specialized cells which are called B cells and T cells and then antibodies. Whatever part we call it as bone marrow, it is the main lymphoid organ where all the blood cells, that is RBC, WBCs, so all the blood cells will be produced and differentiate in that bone marrow. Next, the spleen. It is also a organ which is a large bean-shaped organ. It contains mainly lymphocytes as well as phagocytes. Then acts as a filter of the blood, trapping blood-borne microorganism. So these lymphocytes and phagocytes are there, no? They act as a filter of the blood. Why? They will trap the microorganisms which infected the blood or which are present in the blood. Spleen also serve as the reservoir or the bank of erythrocytes. Erythrocytes andre red blood cells or the RBCs, which are the main component of the blood. So there, the spleen organ acts as a bank of the erythrocytes, reservoir where these RBCs will be stored. Next, we have lymph node. Node means a small region, right? Small solid structure located different points in the neck region, in the armpits, these lymph nodes will be present. Underarms, what we call. So small solid structure located at different points along the lymphatic system are called as lymph nodes. What is the function of it? They trap the microorganism or other foreign particles which entered in our body. Next, antigen. Antigen or a foreign particle or a microorganism, the infective microorganism which is entered in our body will be trapped, will be stuck into the lymph node and responsible for activation and differentiation of lymphocytes and cause immune response. Once the antigen got stuck, once the antigen got trapped, okay, in the lymph node, what the lymph node does, it will get activated and it will produce, it will differentiate the lymphocytes and all, as well as it cause immune response. What we should do with that antigen? The further action will be done by the lymph nodes. Next, we have mucosal associated lymphoid tissues. Mucosal associated means the lymphoid tissues which are associated with the mucus, a sticky substance. It is located within the major tract called respiratory tract, digestive tract, and urinogenital tract. So it constitutes about 50% of lymphoid tissue. The main function of this MALT or this mucosal associated lymphoid tissue is to trap the microorganism which are entered in our body and which cause infection further. Right. Next. Oh, now we are going to discuss two major diseases. The first one is AIDS. The second one is, cancer. AIDS. So AIDS, we know the full form, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Syndrome means a group of diseases, okay, a number of diseases. So it mainly affects our immune system. It is caused by a virus, human immunodeficiency virus. It is a member of retrovirus group. It is generally transmitted through the blood, through the serum, like blood, semen, breast milk, like that. Okay, infected needles and child through it may infect a child through the placenta or a breast milk. And ELISA ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಿದೆ, enzymatic linked immunosorbent assay. Enzymatic linked immunosorbent assay. So this is a diagnostic test which is for AIDS. Next, we have cancer. In humans, cell differentiation and proliferation are highly manipulated. So cell division occurs for the growth and development of a living organism. When we consider human beings also, there also cell division, cell differentiation and development will be there. So as you can see, cell differentiation and proliferation are highly manipulated and regularized. Means they are regular, they are not continuous, they have certain time. So only this much division should happen, this should differentiate into this. So like that. But sometimes what happens, whatever we say that cell division, which is responsible for the growth and development, so that will be uncontrolled. So the uncontrolled cell division occurs when a process called contact inhibition fails. In a healthy organism, during this process, when cells come in contact with other cells, the process of cell replication ceases. So what happens here? Uncontrolled cell division occurs. Why? Because due to contact inhibition, the contact inhibition process, what we call, that will be failed. So when that contact inhibition failed, the whatever the cells which will come in contact, no, they will cease, they will stop the cell replication, they will only go for the cell division. As a result, contact inhibition becomes a powerful anti-cancer mechanism, but it lost in the cancer cells. Hence, most types of a cancer have tumors. So cancer andre usually tumors ಆಗ್ತವೆ except the blood cancer. So when we talk about the tumors, we have two types of tumors here, benign tumors and the malignant tumors. Benign tumors, they are usually confined, they are fixed at one original tissue or an organ. They do not spread to other parts, they cause a little damage. When we say malignant tumor, mass of proliferating, mass of dividing cells called neoplastic or tumor cell, these cells grow very rapidly, very fast, invade and damage all the tissues which are surrounding it. These cells actively divide and grow. They also starve the normal cells. They also infect, they also affect the normal cells. Cancerous cells escape from the site of origin and moves to distant place by the blood, move to other place by the blood. Wherever they get lodged, make the normal cell cancerous. They make the normal cell cancerous. So that property is called as metastasis. So these cancer cells will flow along with the blood and they will infect, they will affect the normal cells. Okay, and they make the normal cells as a cancerous cell. This property is called as metastasis. When we come to the causes of cancer, there are three factors of cancer: physical, chemical, and biological. Physical factors are ionizing radiation like UV, X-rays, microwaves, okay, the radiations from the mobile, gamma rays. So every factor will cause, or it is a cause for a cancer. Prolonged, what we can say, exposure, prolonged exposure to these radiations. Chemical factor, tobacco and smoking cigarette. Biological factor, viral oncogenes, then proto-oncogenes, cellular oncogenes. What are oncogenes? We will study further. Next, we have types of cancer. There are mainly 5 types of cancer. The first one is carcinoma. It is the most common form of cancer which affect epithelial, the upper layer cell, which form the lining of an internal organ. The upper layer of internal organs or the skin will be affected. So that is called carcinoma. Next, lung cancer, skin cancer, pancreatic cancer, ovarian cancer are some of its common manifestations, some of the carcinomas. So lung cancer means the upper layer of lung will be affected. Skin cancer, the upper layer of skin. Pancreatic, the upper layer of the pancreas. Ovarian, the upper layer of the ovarian cells will be affected. So these all are the examples of carcinoma. When we come to the sarcoma, these cancer cells develop in the bones and soft tissues such as fat tissues, cartilage, blood vessels, lymph, and other supporting tissues of tendons and ligaments. So these usually affects the bones and the most common form of sarcoma is bone, that is osteosarcoma. And in soft tissue, it includes Kaposi sarcoma, liposarcoma, malignant fibrous histiocytoma, leiomyosarcoma, and dermatofibrosarcoma protuberans. Next, when we come to the leukemia, which is commonly called blood cancer, It affects the tissues of bone marrow where usually the erythrocytes will take the origin. It is one of the fatal form of the cancer. It is completely different from other types. It is caused by uncontrolled production of WBCs, white blood cell. The abnormal white blood cell damage the tissues of the bone marrow and crowd, and they affect the normal blood cells also. These abnormal WBC continue to divide and damage complete normal blood cells. As a result, leukemia patient fails to provide adequate red blood cell. So when the red blood cells number will decrease, there will be decrease in the supply of oxygen. Adequate normal white blood cell fight infections and adequate platelets for blood coagulation. So overall, the blood cells will be affected here. Next, when we come to the lymphoma, it is also a form of cancer which affects lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, lymph nodes, which is a part of the immune system. There are two kinds of lymphoma, Hodgkin lymphoma, non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Hodgkin lymphoma originates in B cells, non-Hodgkin lymphoma originate in B or T cells. Next, we have melanoma. It is a form of skin cancer which targets melanin. Melanin pigment is responsible for the skin color. In this form of cancer, the melanocytes, the melanin producing cells are affected, resulting in abnormal formation of melanin. It may also affect other tissues that are pigmented, such as eyes. Next, we have myeloma. Myeloma targets another part of immune system which is called plasma cells. The affected plasma cells divide in the bone marrow and causes multiple tumors in the bones. Next, CNS cancer, central nervous system cancer. It originates from brain and spinal cord. Gliomas, vestibular schwannomas, meningiomas, primary CNS lymphomas, pituitary adenomas. So these all are the example of CNS cancer. Then how the cancer will be detected? Biopsy and histopathological study, radiography like X-rays and computerized tomography, magnetic resonance imaging, presence of antibodies against cancer-specific antigen. Like this, the cancer can be detected and diagnosed. Treatment, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, surgery, immunotherapy, supportive therapy. Next, at last, we have drugs and alcohol abuse. Drugs and alcohol use in a yet leads cause many harmful effects. It directly affects our central nervous system. Improper lifestyle with dangerous behavior pattern should not be accepted. The drugs abuse are opioids, cannabinoids, alkaloids of coca, and hallucinogens. You might be experienced or you might be seen in TV or other medias. So many youth or many students which are at your age, so they are addicted to drugs. So the drugs have these chemicals in it. Let us see what are those. Morphine, cannabinoid, and cocaine are the three basic type of drugs. So that type of drugs ಇದೆ ಒಂದು sedatives and tranquilizers ಅಂತ. Examples barbiturates, benzodiazepines. So ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಈ sedatives ಅಂದ್ರೆ they depress, they lower down our CNS activity, so we feel calm, we feel cool, patient, ಒಂಥರ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನೇಷನ್ and we feel sleepy ಅಂತ. ತುಂಬಾ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಅಡಿಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಸೊ CNS active ಅಂದ್ರೆ activity depress ಆದ್ರೆ it is affecting our brain, so don't get addicted to these guys. opiate narcotics ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, opium, morphine, heroin, codeine. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದರ examples ಗಳಾಗಿವೆ. It suppress the brain activity and it gives relaxed pain. It will give pain which make you feel relaxed. Okay, stimulants anta ide, amphetamine, caffeine, and cocaine. It makes the person more wakeful, more alert, and more active and cause excitement. Next, we have hallucinogens. It alert thoughts, feeling, and perceptions. So these all are the effects. At first you feel that these effects are good. No, these are very, very bad, which are directly impacting or affecting our central nervous system. So guys, be aware of such drugs and don't get addicted to these all. We have a very beautiful life. Let us enjoy it. So here we complete the lesson Human Health and Diseases, very short concept. In the upcoming session recording videos, I will be recording microbes in human welfare. Okay. So the multiple choice questions related to human health and diseases we'll discuss in live session. So stay tuned in and enjoy the sessions. Until that, take care. Have a nice day. Bye bye.